Okay, it's March 8th, 2017. Today was the oil inventory report, and wow, did we get a huge move down. And wow, I wish I had exploited that move. I wish I had managed it using a technique that I talked about in older videos called the spine runner. It's a way of managing a big runner, but anyhow, I'm going to show what I did, and then I'm going to show what I might have been able to do with a little better management techniques. Price started jumping up right after the oil inventory news came out. Looked like it was going to go long. You got to always be careful those first few minutes. It can really whipsaw, do a lot of things. Now, I was pretty convinced, even though it was only about 10:34, we were going long. We were going to break through all this stuff. Saw a little V, got in, going long, and it moved back up. And right now it was like 10 ticks. I could have taken a 10 tick, but I didn't. I thought we were definitely going to work our way through here. And by about right now, I'm not liking this. I don't like this little double-edged formation I'm seeing. So I broke even. And now the momentum started really picking up to the downside. Beautiful A pattern taking out the low. Problem is, though, you've got a magnet here and it doesn't always just go right through. We all know that it can bounce, dance around. So I enter there and it pops up. I get out because it looks like it's moving up pretty strongly. A 13 tick loss I take there. Wasn't too thrilled about that. Now I'm convinced we're going long. We failed off the magnet. It's V'ing up. Now I'll get back in long and maybe ride out a big one. Get in at 52.74, and it. By now I'm like, uh-oh, no, we're heading down. Definitely heading down. Pulled out the one range to look at a few things. Saw some stuff happening, working through this way, definitely looking at everything here. Decided to re-enter 52.64. So again, you know, I'm at this point 23 ticks down. Lost a 13 tick, one, and then lost this one for 10. This is my last shot because if I'm 30-something ticks down, that's my max drawdown. Everything was looking good. Did get a little bounce, and as soon as I started getting away from this area, I went to this swing and I put my stop right above it. Broke even. I said, you know, I had to, you know, really reduce my risk quickly. Did not want to take a 30-tick hit today. Okay, so I was up about 20 ticks at this point. Decided I'm going to hold it a little longer, especially since I lost 24. And I got out there with a 33 tick win. 64. So then this thing just proceeded to rip down. Now, one of the techniques I mentioned about managing a really big move is called the spine runner. You see the black spine. If we were to drag the stop somewhere, you know, give and take 5, 6, 7 ticks above this spine. And believe me, I have an auto trail program that will trail this spine with that setting. I didn't use it, but let's just say, you know, we were still in this trade. You can ride this thing down. And you can keep dragging your, you know, stop over this spine, and even, you know, paying attention to where these little A swings are. Price never goes above this, you're probably going to keep going short. You know, price goes above this. But again, here's our spine, and you could just keep going and just trail this thing. Now this is, I'm speeding it up, but we've gone a while here. All right, and even after 12, when things normally slow down, this thing was still moving. Here's another stop placement above these little swing ridges. I mean, there's no reason to get out of this trade, really. I wish I had stayed in. I mean, we're talking a 250, 270 tick move. Look at it, just still in here. Okay, now if I was watching this, still managing and saying, hey, do I want to get out? I'd say, well, let's see if it gets above this area here, this little magnet. You know, let's put our stop a little bit above that. And no, you know. So you're kind of like experimenting with the swings and with the spine. And there's still no reason really to get out of this trade. I mean, here you can place it above this little A swing. You can see price never got above there, never got above there. Still in a downtrend. Now it's popping up again. Never gets above this magnet. Stop could go there. Look at this thing. It's just going and going. Stop could be there. Stops right there. It's just a few ticks above the spine. It's right above the last swing. We got this. We got that. Look at this thing. Look at this thing go. All right, now we're getting out of the spine a little bit. But again, it never even gets 5 ticks above the spine. There's your stop. Hard to do this on a candle chart, believe me. The same technique. By now we're down, you know, 250 ticks or so at least since where I entered. Wow, what a trade that would have been. What a trade. Look at this. You could still have it in right now. And it's just still going. Still going. And it's almost closing of the market time. I'd probably drag my spine right there, my stop, and bang, out. And what a ride. Check this out. Wow. I mean, that is a ride. That, my friend, is just massive. Okay. Now, right at the close of the market, a little few minutes later, I got the feeling some of these shorts were getting out of their positions. And we saw a little bump, and I jumped in at 50.23 and managed to get 10 little ticks here right at the end. And we're talking, this is almost 2:45. So just a little pop there. So that got me back to about 19 ticks. Okay, a little earlier, I traded some moves on gold. Gold had been in a downtrend. I didn't really start watching it till about 9. But a lot of times when it's the oil report, I like to look at some other things to trade until the oil report comes out on oil. And gold was making some nice moves down. Let's forward this a little. Okay. Okay, so I saw this, and on gold, it has a tendency after it forms several bottoms or several tops, when it breaks out of these little ranges, you can often get a nice little scalp. So again, I haven't been trading gold a lot, so I only went in on one contract, trying to practice a little bit, and made a nice little 11 tick scalp. And then a little bit later, we started moving up. Saw something on the one range that I liked about that period. You can see it right about here, doing the classical magnet line dance. And nice little entry there. You don't see that here, this thing here, because it doesn't show up on the 2 range. Pop that and got a little momentum on there, and we got 13 ticks. So not too bad. Made about $230 on there and a little something on very few ticks on YM, but had a pretty decent day. So that's it. And going to try to manage more if I sense something has got a big potential, like I was showing through the spine and through these swing areas, putting your stop over the little swings. It's an easy way to just let the market tell you when to get out instead of saying, hey, I got 20 ticks, I'm happy, or whatever. Some trades, ride them out. You never know where you can go. That's it.